People make mistakes, and it's very important that we don't jump to the conclusion that they have some kind of psychological problem just because they make mistakes. People tell lies with all kinds of different motivations, and it's very important that we don't jump to the conclusion that they have some kind of psychological problem just because they happen to have told a lie. This is part of the perpetual fog and confusion of being an adult human being on planet Earth. And I really do make an effort to reach out to and communicate with all the other flawed human beings who are here on YouTube trying to pursue and promote some kind of future for the vegan movement. Been doing it for years. And guys, crazy stories have been made up about me on YouTube since day one of my being on this platform. And I mean, I can remember talking to somebody one-on-one because a story had been made up that I was trying to seduce another YouTuber's girlfriend. I never met this girl and stuff. And the actual situation was that girl, she was trying to sleep with vegan gains. It's just like the most ridiculous. She was like writing to me complaining that Vegan Gaines' wife was now mad at her. Like, you know, because she'd been hitting on Vegan Gaines. He was already married, you know. It's like, okay, on a one-on-one basis, I'm going to take the time to try to diffuse this situation before the rumor gets out of control. I remember another YouTuber writing to me in a really hostile way, assuming I was trying to sleep with this girl. I was like, well, guess what? Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. And, you know, people freaked out and made up all these stories about the financial arrangements when I received donations and hired a lawyer. And, you know, among the people who were freaking out and spreading lies and rumors on the internet was Footsoldier himself at that time. I mean, I had to work so hard to communicate with Footsoldier himself, with a whole lot of mean-spirited, malicious people like Footsoldier, people like Joe Best, who've now deleted their channels. I really had to take the time at every stage when I've played this game to deal with people one-on-one, face-to-face, through Skype or through email, to try to diffuse, you know, just dishonest hostility that's been directed towards me, all right? And you in particular, Footsoldier, you're someone I now have years and years of history with, okay? You and I came through the Durian Rider thing together. You and I came through the Chiang Mai Freely thing together, however you want to put it. You and I came through the Sugar Mountain Diet thing together. You and I survived the rise and fall of Norvegan together. Footsoldier was a target for Norvegan's insane rage, almost to the same extent that I was. He seems to hate me even more than he hates Footsoldier. Footsoldier got dragged through the mud, and he saw all the evidence about all the crazy claims. Okay, so you know, Foot, you and I have been through a lot together. But if there's one thing you should have noticed about yourself in these many controversies and conflicts that we've had that have pitted you against me, it's that you have a suspiciously bad memory. You don't remember things the way they actually happened. And in every case that's involved the two of us, I'm able to tell you exactly what happened because what happened is recorded on film and you can still just click with a mouse and see exactly what I said or exactly what happened, exactly when, here on YouTube. So it's not just a case that my memory is better than yours, but I have the ability to check exactly what was said in an email, exactly what was said in a video, so on and so forth. Foot, you were upset with me for years because of something you imagined I said in a video about Nina and Randa. For years. And the last time I followed up with you about it, you revealed that you actually had never seen the video that was in question, what I actually said about Nina and Randa. You commented to me, oh, well, that thing, this is years after. Oh, well, that thing you just said there, that's reasonable, but that must have been something you said in a later video made up after the fact. Explain. I said, no, Foot, that was the video you created all this controversy about. This was what supposedly offended you so much. And back years ago when I was trying to hash it out with him by email, I kept saying, look, will you go back and look at the video and see what I actually say? I can quote for you what I said, but I didn't say what you think I said. This is just not the reality. I have tried to deal with this guy in a positive and constructive way through one controversy after another. And you know what, Footsoldier? You have not shown me goodwill. You haven't. You put on the internet really a nasty, vicious, defamatory claim that I can't speak Chinese, that I can't read and write Chinese. And you made this claim along with saying that there were never any videos here on my YouTube channel of me speaking Chinese. If you had just searched my YouTube channel, you would have actually found several. Okay? And I responded to you at first, willing to talk to you on love, the same way I diffused all these other controversies. Like, okay, well, do you want to talk to me about my experience learning Chinese or something? Like, what do you want to know? The same way years earlier, when people got in touch with me saying, hey, what's the situation with you paying this lawyer? I take the time and deal with it one-on-one and diffuse, okay? And Footsoldier, again, I don't know. You seem to just not remember things when it's convenient for you to not remember them, or you invent a new memory that's self-serving and just isn't true. It doesn't reflect what you actually said and what I actually did and so on. You really warp the past this way. But Footsoldier, I've made this kind of effort with you again and again and again. And whatever the bare minimum is of human respect and decency that you should show me in return, you're not doing it, Footsoldier. You're really not. So I'm just going to ask you now, man to man, I am going to ask you to delete the most recent video you made about me. I know you're not making any money out of this. You and I both. We both know the reality of YouTube. It's not about money. It's about the future of the vegan movement, okay? In that video, I know from your perspective, you think you don't have any bad intentions and you think you're not misrepresenting me. But please keep in mind, there was a time when you defended Durian Rider, when you propounded his lies against me, when you whitewashed what he had done, and when you vilified me. And at that time, you didn't think you had any bad intentions, and you didn't think you were being dishonest. And the reality is, if you look back now with detachment, you were really malicious, and you were really dishonest. And even the controversy between you and I, the conflict about Nina and Randa, that I made an effort, I made a goodwill effort to try to settle that with you. Okay, and you never reciprocated that goodwill. You were a complete asshole to me. The controversy about Nina and Randa, you may think you only had good intentions and you were being honest. If you look back now, you have to admit to yourself you had bad intentions and you were being dishonest. You never actually watched that video and considered what I said, because I was completely willing to talk it through with you. I was well, look, if you're offended by this is what I said, but I didn't say this other thing. Let's talk about it. Yeah, however it is you feel about this, I'm willing to make you feel better. I'm willing to satisfy your sense of umbrage, whatever you want to say here, okay? You may not realize, Footsoldier, the extent to which, still to this day, you are lying about and misrepresenting what I have said, what my positions are. But all I'm asking for now is for this to stop. Please delete your most recent video about me, and please never make another video with my name in it again, responding to me again. That's what I'm asking of you. I made a goodwill effort to address your concerns about the statistical decline of veganism on YouTube. I showed you charts, I showed you statistics, and my efforts, my sincere goodwill efforts to flesh out the argument and demonstrate it in response to, again, on your part, what was really not a sincere argument. Okay, you may have already forgotten this, but that inspired another guy named Theo. Theo is well known in terms of the vegan Demimonde here on YouTube. Theo's a well-known character. Theo did a lot of research and a lot of computer programming to bring together statistics from across all of YouTube. So he really did a kind of watertight statistical analysis. I also gave those numbers to a journalist who wrote a formal article on the internet. I was going to say newspaper article. I don't think it's on paper. But anyway, there's an internet article that also gathers that all together and looks at the numbers. Okay? Your initial skepticism, you thought, it's reasonable, you made a skeptical claim that only some vegan YouTube channels were declining, but that others were increasing and that it balanced out. Okay? We really took the time in good faith to demonstrate to you that's not the case. The decline in total is very real. Okay? We tried to have a productive and sincere discussion about it. Okay? Footsoldier, I know that you don't realize the extent to which you're lying about and misrepresenting what I've said. I know that you don't realize the extent to which you're engaging in fallacious arguments. You're really presenting logical fallacies with no sense of irony and no intentional crafty design. Okay? I do not want to be put into a corner where I have to respond to that kind of dishonest, circuitous argument. Okay? And dude, can you have a little bit of respect for me? Think about how many hours I put in. Think about how many hours Theo put in to responding to your complaints before. In all of your experience on the internet, do you know anyone else who has been more generous with their time? You come to me with completely insincere and malicious complaints in relation to Durian Rider, in relation to Nina and Randa, in relation to my court case, in relation to whether or not I speak Chinese. Completely malicious, completely ill-informed. You make zero effort. You don't even do a Google search. You just come to me with allegations and defamation and insults. And I've got to take the time to talk you down off a tree branch and say, okay, well, here's the situation. Here's the reality with me and Nina Randa. Here's the reality with my court case. Here's the reality with the history of how many years I've been studying Chinese and my level of... Okay, I do all that. And with this thing about declining statistics on YouTube, the level of effort I put in and the level of effort Theo put in to educate you, to show you the facts, to talk you through the statistics, what they mean and what they don't mean, how to get correct Google Trends data, how to apply the case. We put in a lot of effort, okay? And I personally have put in a lot of effort with you, Footsoldier, to cultivate you as a colleague in the vegan movement. And what I'm asking for you to do now is to delete your most recent video about me and never speak to me again, never talk about me again, because I'm done.